When you play guitar, listening to music is as important as working on your chops. When you're hearing music, you always get new ideas what you could practice and inspiration for your songwriting. Of course, you have to find out yourself what inspires you, but when you're open for different genres, you can discover a lot of good music. In this video, I want to show you my favorite guitar albums, and I hope that some of them thrill you as much as me. Hi, this is Svenja, and these are guitar albums you have to hear. I had to decide between One Quiet Night and the live album with Jim Hall by Pat Metheny. In the end, I chose the first one. One Quiet Night is just a beautiful, quiet and peaceful album I can listen to when I want to calm down. My favorite songs are Song for the Boys and Metheny's version of Don't Know Why, most people probably know from Noah Jones. It's an instrumental album and recorded with acoustic guitar only. When you're listening to it, it feels like Metheny is sitting right next to you playing. And there are happening a lot of melodic and harmonic things which are absolutely worth to hear, in my opinion. I think you can appreciate this record even if you aren't into jazz. I recommend listening to it with headphones on. Dennis Hormes is an incredibly good guitarist. I always enjoy seeing live. And as a guitarist, you can hear a lot of stuff on his album Six String Therapy that's fun and makes you want to grab your guitar. Even though I personally am by far not on Dennis' technical level, but it sounds awesome anyway. Six String Therapy is a good rock album with vocals by Dennis himself, and the title track in the beginning of this record is a really powerful start. Definitely one of my favorites. But I also love Cashing Up, an acoustic ballad at the end of this album. Dennis' coarse voice and the melody just work so good together. When you listened to this album, also watch live versions of the songs. That's definitely worth it. The next album is The Mystery by Tommy Emmanuel. What should I say? Tommy's just the master of fingerstyle guitar. He writes beautiful and really musical songs he can play on his guitar in a way that more instruments aren't necessary. And he's telling stories. The best example is Lewis and Clark on this record. My absolute favorite, which always evokes pictures of the prairie and Indians in my mind. The song just creates a beautiful atmosphere, and Tommy captured the mood and expressed it with the melody perfectly. Another favorite of mine on this album is The Mystery. And these two songs are the reason why I chose this record. Anyway, I don't think you can make a wrong choice with Tommy, because all of his albums are great and have their highlights. I discovered Play by Brett Paisley because I wanted to get more into country music. Paisley is a more modern guitarist of this genre, and his playing has influences of rock and pop. Furthermore, I mainly focus on the guitars while listening to country, and here Play is the perfect choice because it's mostly an instrumental album. And also a really versatile and educating one. Because for someone like me, who just discovered and started to appreciate playing country on guitar, there are a lot of interesting and typical licks you can integrate into your playing over time. And there's not only country, because Paisley also plays blues and even jazz. And also the 5 tracks with vocals on this record are awesome, especially the duet Start a Band with Keith Urban. Because here, you don't only get to hear 2 really good singers, but also some beautiful 2-part guitar solos. In total, a great and inspiring album, because it got me into country and made me want to hear more. Of course, there also need to be girls on this list, and Larry Basilio currently is the most interesting female guitarist in my opinion. By alternating between fingerstyle and flat picking, or playing with a pick, she creates a really varied and dynamic sound. In addition to that, she really knows how to make the rhythm with her picking hand and combines this with beautiful melodies. On her album Far More, there are a lot of examples for this, and the whole thing is awesome. Anyway, I would point out the songs California Waves, Not Alone, and Violet. As most of the albums on this list, this is an instrumental album, except of the Michael Jackson cover Man in the Mirror with Cedar Garrett, on vocals. Sorry, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce her name. And I'm sure for some of you it's also interesting that Joe Satriani plays a guest solo in the first album track, Glimpse of Light. So if you haven't already, go and listen to this record. So what may be my number one? Since its release last year, definitely Bubbly Joyride to Utopia by Fabian Di Damas. Dee started a crowdfunding campaign on Startnext and got a lot of support to fund the production of his debut. And he really deserved it. Bubbly Joyride is a genius instrumental concept album with influences of metal, country and jazz. That's why it's also a really versatile and varied record. With most instrumental albums, I've got the feeling that they are compilations of songs, each one on its own. But on Bubbly Joyride, there's a common theme. A story is being told and continued with every song, and motifs are being repeated over the whole album. Of course, there's a lot of technical playing here, but also really nice melodies. There's something in every song I need to transcribe, and this album is a huge inspiration to me. Definitely my favorite. So these are the albums I want to draw your attention to. And before you start commenting like, "This album is on the list," or like, "How can album X be missing?" Everyone's entitled to his opinion regarding music. Me too. And these albums inspire me again and again. I'm sure my list will go bigger over the years. Maybe some of these albums blow you away too. And if not, well then not. Please remember to hit the like and the subscribe button and the bell icon for notifications about new videos on this channel. And when you also go over on Patreon to support my work, I would be really happy. See you again in the next video. Until then, keep grooving.